Y'all ready for the next guest? Please welcome to the stage. She was America's crazy ex-girlfriend. Now she's my crazy platonic stage wife. It's the unbelievable Rachel Bloom. Listen, I know I said I wouldn't do the JoJo Siwa dance without you, but we did it without you.
How
Sorry.
dare you?
Yeah, well, listen, I had to connect with the audience.
Like her, I also invented being gay.
You. I've known Rachel for 15 years, and all I'm saying is I met her when I was 19, and I came out that same year. So coincidence? Thank you.
Your audition, by the way.
What?
Because I was at your Hammercats audition. We were on the same college sketch comedy group, but
It's
I had already
true.
graduated, so I was at his audition. You had such a good audition.
Thank you. Wait,
You really
to hear
deserve
this-
to get on. You had such a good audition.
You know,
no,
I
I don't know if I've ever told you how good your Hammercats audition was. It was really good.
That is really kind to you. Did I ever tell you the backstory about that?
No.
So I had auditioned for the improv group at NYU, and there was a person on the group named Bowen Yang. Mm-hmm. And we sort of knew each other. He was already on the group, and he came over to me before the audition, and he said, "Hey, it's so exciting that you're here. We're all really looking forward to your audition. We heard you're really funny." Cut first round.
Fuck you, Bowen.
Cut first round.
That's a mean girl thing.
That's a
he
mean
wanted
girl
to
thing.
sabotage you.
Bowen Yang is a mean girl. And then I walked into
We're
that.
all rooting for you.
And then I walked into that audition the next day, and I apparently had some gusto because it impressed Rachel Bloom.
Oh, so you were coming off of Bowen Yang's mindfuckery, and that's why your audition was so
Yes.
good. Yeah.
I came in with a vengeance. I said, I must conquer this demon. The inner demon and the outer demon, Bowen Yang. So this first question is, and I did not write this.
I hope it's not about my grandparents.
No. I've learned.
Because let me tell you something. They're not well. In fact, they're all dead.
So are mine.
I'm so jealous of people who still have grandparents.
Are you? Because it's a lot of problems.
Isn't that? But like, whenever someone still has a grandparent, I'm like, that's so retro.
I know.
That's so throwback.
It's
like you have a grandma?
Yeah. Like, what do you guys talk about? Like, what do they come over for Christmas and like ask you if you have like a life partner? I sometimes wonder how my grandfolks would deal with the gay of it all.
Oh, they never. I mean, they must have known, right?
Do you want to know something dark?
No, I don't want to know something dark. Me? No, I stay away from. No, please. Please.
I introduced my boyfriend at the time for the very first time, gay introduction, like she didn't know, when my grandmother had a very aggressive Parkinson's. So we'll never know how it went down. You know what I mean? Like, because she kind of was just, it was.
Oh.
Can I tell you something? I asked, do you want to know something dark?
So basically, she was in a near vegetative state.
She was.
So in her head, she could have been saying the most hateful, homophobic things, but you would never know.
When I looked in her eyes, I didn't see a slur behind the eyes.
So we're talking like Diving Bell and the Butterfly.
Yeah.
Like level of.
We're talking.
That's what that movie's about. I'm not using that I'm using that as a descriptive, not a pejorative. In Diving Bell and the Butterfly, he is incapacitated and communicates through his eyes.
Yeah.
That is the same with Matt's grandmother. You're the monsters.
Yeah. This audience has a problem. I just want to say Lovett is shivering on a rock right now. I want to remind everyone, John, your show is in great hands. Everything's going well, buddy. Okay, so speaking of things that started in the aughts, talking about Survivor there. So I don't know if you know this, but last week America celebrated the 20th anniversary of the release of Shrek 2.
I was so wondering what we were going to talk about because I realized they sent an email asking, what do you want to talk about? And I'm solo parenting this week.
Yeah.
So I'm a mother. So that's my real job. No. So I was like, whatever he wants to talk about, I trust him. So I love that, of course, we're going to talk about fucking Shrek 2.
Yeah. And I knew that you would love it.
Yeah, I've seen Shrek 2 once. I've seen Shrek 1 thousands of times.
And that's kind of how it goes, right? Like Shrek gets 1 million views, and then Shrek 2 is kind of like, okay.
Oh, I feel like, wait, are you millennial or Gen Z?
I'm millennial.
Yeah.
Thank you, though. God bless you.
I feel like this is probably going to be a real millennial Gen Z divide in the same way. Okay, so I showed my late writing partner, Adam Schlesinger, I showed him the Goofy movie.
Oh,
and
great.
He was Gen X, and he went, "This is the worst thing I've ever seen." And may he rest in peace.
Yeah.
But wherever he is, he's not watching the Goofy movie. I can tell you. But like, I feel like that's a real like divide between me and Gen X is like Disney, Disney sequels or like even Disney movies, but especially like, I don't know, not Goofy movie's not a sequel, but like that type of Disney. And I feel like millennials were on board with Shrek 1, but like Gen Z, you guys are probably like, Shrek 2 is king. I don't know. Like,
I do think
whatever they
Gen
say.
Z has reclaimed Shrek.
Yeah.
Shrek is a legend to Gen Z. It's like Lana Del Rey and Shrek.
Yeah.
If they got together, they could be president.
Please.
And I think Lana Del Rey might be into Shrek.
Shrek came out in what year? 2000.
So Shrek, the first Shrek was 2001, but we're talking of
pre
course.
9/11 or post 9/11? That's important to know.
Did someone just say? I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
Did someone just say moments after? You go pre 9/11 or post, and someone in the crowd goes, "It was moments after." It was Tower 1, Tower 2, Shrek 2. Okay, so first,
I always ask when something comes out in 2001 if it's pre 9/11 or post because I remember that time.
Yeah.
And that's all I got.
That's why. Do you want to hear something dark? This is true. September 11th, 2001.
What?
Was the day Mariah Carey released her album that accompanied the film Glitter. I remember going to school that morning and writing the header on my paper, 9/11/2001, and I remember saying, probably out loud, "This is the day that I get glitter." My mother, I get a call, like so many kids did.
You were on the East Coast.
We were East Coast. I had just gotten to school.
Yeah.
Can you send Matt Rogers down to the office? His mother is here to take him home for the day. I'm like, oh my God, my mom is taking me to get glitter early. I quickly learned that was not the reason for my early dismissal. My mom, concerned, was like, "There's just something going on in the city, and I don't like what's happening, and I want you to be home with me." I said, "Okay, are we going to get glitter?" She goes, "I don't think the store is going to be open." And I go, "What? What's going on in the city that the store wouldn't be open on Long Island?" And so she goes, "Oh my God." And I think I saw her realize in that moment, like, I have to get my gay son this album now, or else what already is a nightmare will be even worse in my own home. So we did stop by the record store. They were closing up, and my mom goes, "Please, just let us quickly do this." And the people that were working there were like, "Okay." Anyway, it's an underrated album to this day.
Please make this a short film, because what I'm picturing is a line of employees salute you as you walk by with glitter.
Just like,
if this isn't America, I don't know.
So when you say, person out there who was like moments after, literally moments after.
My husband was this will start. My husband lived 2 blocks from the towers on 9/11. He was at NYU. He was at the Water Street dorm.
Oh my God, at the Water Street dorm.
Yeah, and his 9/11 story is insane because first plane hit Tower 1 and he went out to go see because they thought it was just an accident.
Right.
And then it was like September, he's wearing sweatpants and he went back inside because his balls were cold. And that is the thing that maybe saved his life. His balls being cold, because otherwise he would have been like right under the fucking towers with the plane.
His balls saved his life.
Yes. His weak little balls.
The
Not
fact
little.
That his balls,
they're fine. They're great.
They worked. So wait, skipping ahead a few years from 2001 to 2004, the release of Shrek 2. Where was a young Rachel Bloom in 2004?
Oh boy, what month did it come out?
May 2004.
May 2004. Let's talk.
Yeah.
I am the witch in my high school production of Into the Woods.
You're kidding me.
To this day, I don't want to brag, but people from my high school who were below me, years below me, come up to me and they go, seeing you as the witch is the reason I do theater.
Oh my God.
And this happened in a pitch that I was with my husband. We were in a pitch. And the person in the pitch was like, I just have to tell you, my daughter went to Miracosta and saw you as the witch. And my husband was like, are you a plant? What is this? He's like, she's always telling me about, I was the witch. I was the witch. I was great. Like, bullshit. She was that. It was really, she was 17. He's like, no, she was really good.
I believe it was spellbinding.
So I was the witch. I was very good. I was in love with the music director of the musical, who was my age. He was my age. He was this prodigy they kind of brought in from the San Gabriel Valley, which is partially the reason why Crazy Ex-Girlfriend takes place in West Covina. Mm-hmm. It's a little bit based on this guy only with the San Gabriel Valley stuff.
Yeah.
He was the music director, and he was like a year older than I was. He was this music prodigy, and I fell desperately in love with him talking about Sondheim.
Yeah, I get it.
And we had this like basically like secret makeout relationship after the show closed. And then,
the musical director and the witch in Into the Woods is a very intimate relationship.
It's a very intimate relationship, and
you're like clutching your chest. It is a very intimate relationship.
He was the first guy who ever saw my tits.
Was that at the cast party?
No, it was in his van.
Oh.
That had a lot of the instruments for Into the Woods. It was like cymbal, saxophone, tits. And then, so yeah, that's May. So we wrapped, so Into the Woods, we did it in May. So Shrek 2, I can't even believe, I wouldn't have seen it until like weeks after because I was in a love haze. And then he went on tour with a pretty famous band as a drummer. And then he went to Japan, and I didn't hear from him that whole summer. And then he came back and was like, hey, I'm not ready to be in a relationship, but can we still like make out sometimes? And I was like desperately in love with him.
God.
And then he came back to music direct my senior year production. And it's like, have the respect to not come back. But it was Chicago, and I was Roxy, and yes, I killed it too.
Wow. So you got to play the witch and Roxy Hart.
Yeah. And that's when I peaked.
Did you also go to high school with Stephanie Hsu?
Steph Hsu went to my neighboring high school with my then boyfriend. Best friend turned boyfriend, turned back to being best friend. He was gay the whole time.
Right.
I was really surprised. But I met Steph when she was still in high school because she knew my friend.
And she would also have been great as the witch and Roxy.
She would have been really great as those. And I think I saw her in a production of Thoroughly Modern Millie, and I was like, you're going to get nominated for an Oscar.
Yeah. And by the way, also in our sketch group in college.
Yes, actually, I'm the reason she had heard of Hammercats. I think it's just I was the reason she'd heard of it. I'm not the reason she got it. Steph Hsu's so...
No, she
talented.
would not have booked Everything Everywhere All at Once had it not been for Rachel Bloom, and that's what she's saying.
Well, we've talked about this, but I kind of talked Bowen Yang out of going to medical school.
Oh, yeah, I heard about this. And, after college, he was going to move back to Denver, and I told him not to do that. So good. It's all about us.
So why isn't Lord Michaels calling us?
Well, he did call me, saw me, and said, "Get the fuck out of here." Okay, so speaking of 2004,
Shrek 2. That's the one where okay, they go to. Okay, I'm trying to remember this.
I'm going to tell you this right now. This game is going to answer a lot of your questions.
Okay, great.
In honor of the anniversary of 2004, it's the 20th anniversary of 2004, Rachel. We wanted to challenge you to an exhilarating round of 2004 trivia we're calling Who Was This 2004?
I'm really excited.
This is going to be good, and we're excited about this. What was the highest grossing movie of 2004?
Oh. Highest grossing.
I'm going to tell you in 5 seconds.
Oh.
3, 2.
Austin Powers 3 Goldmember?
Shrek 2.
Fuck you. No. That was the number one movie of 2004?
Unless these cards have been like the other cards tonight.
That's crazy. What won the Oscar that year?
Let's keep talking.
Okay.
Speaking of sequels.
Yeah.
Which 2004 animated movie was the first sequel ever nominated for an Oscar for Best Animated Feature?
Fucking Shrek 2?
It was Shrek 2.
Wow.
Speaking of Shrek 2, who voiced the ugly stepsister in Shrek 2? This is crazy.
Oh, wait, can I tell you something I love about these categories? Animated movies are such a good time capsule of who was like famous in that year, the 2 years before the movie came out, because that's when they record the voices for it.
Can I tell you something?
Yeah.
When you answer this, don't think of it like that.
Oh. Voice the ugly stepsister. Oh. Margot Robbie?
Larry King.
You see, I need to have someone taken care of.
Who's the guy?
Oh, wait. That is why that movie is so good.
That's pretty great.
Who's the guy? Changing gears a little. Following the success of Shrek, Eddie Murphy, Cameron Diaz, and Mike Myers all negotiated an upfront payment of how much money to voice their characters again in Shrek 2. This is the amount of money that the three of them all got to do voice acting, which is you stand in a booth for a day. This is how much they got paid.
It's like 5 days.
I've still not worth this.
I've done. Oh, okay. Yeah, check out my credits. I've done. No. Wait, is this combined or each?
Each. They made this each.
$12 million.
10. $10 million to say waffles.
It made a lot of money. I get it.
I get it too. Pivoting slightly. Shrek 2 animators had to create a whole new set of animation tools to successfully draw one character's fur, footwear, and feather-plumed hat. What character am I referring to?
It's obviously Puss in Boots.
Puss in Boots, an icon, a legend. But of course, 2004 was more than just Shrek 2.
Was it? Was it though?
It was also an incredible year for music. What Bonnie Tyler hit, which also featured on the soundtrack of 1984's Footloose, appears twice on the Shrek 2 soundtrack? You don't need a villain. You need a...
I need a hero.
Yes! Shrek 2 was selected to compete for the highest honor at the 2004 Cannes Film Festival, an award that went to Michael Moore.
Cannes?
It competed for the Palme d'Or.
Shrek
2. You saw that clip? Who's the guy? This award, it competed for the Palme d'Or.
It's ridiculous.
It went to the Michael Moore documentary Fahrenheit 9/11. What was that award called? The Palme d'Or. I gave you the answer.
Do I know a quick fun fact? This is not funny, but my husband was an intern on that movie.
Shrek 2?
Yeah.
Thank you, Rachel. Grab tickets to Death. Let me do my show at rachelboom.com.io. What is it? .comey.io?
Yeah, it's Comey. It's this website that combines everything. I have a show called Death Let Me Do My Show. It's going up at the Williamstown Theater Festival, and then it's also going up at Steppenwolf in Chicago in August. Come
One
see
of the world's most talented people, Rachel Bloom. Everybody.